Okay, if you are a retail executive listening right now, you probably feel it already. That specific kind of strategic alert in the air.
A quiet moment.
Yeah, exactly. We're sitting here mid-October 2025. It's that calm before retail's annual storm, isn't it?
It absolutely is. The calm before the chaos, really.
The inventory is landing, the marketing spend is ramping up, everyone's bracing for impact.
We always call it retail's Super Bowl, don't we?
Yeah.
And, historically, the executive playbook for this preseason, it's been almost entirely focused on supply chains, forecasting, the big promos.
Right, the operational side.
Precisely. But the sources we've dug into today, they're really demanding a pivot. They suggest that while you're busy optimizing logistics, the real winning strategy, the thing that actually locks in loyalty and protects your margin,
Yeah.
it's being overlooked.
Yeah, the data we looked at is pretty compelling on this. Our mission in this deep dive really is to shift that executive focus, to show that the real game changer this holiday season isn't going to be the discount percentage or the next flash sale.
No, it's not.
It's what happens when a customer looks up from that display table and actually talks to one of your employees. It's that frontline team experience.
That's the core thesis right there.
Yeah.
We're saying very clearly to every leader listening, your frontline teams, they are going to make or break this season for you.
Make or breaks, that's strong.
It is. Think about it. You spend huge budgets on branding, on marketing, creating this image. But when the stores are packed
Right.
and customer expectations are sky high, they just won't remember the clever holiday hashtag or the automated email.
No, they remember the interaction.
Exactly. Did your associate greet them warmly? Genuinely? Did they actually know enough to help solve a problem quickly? Did that interaction reflect the brand promise you've been making?
So the goal is less about just surviving the seasonal madness and more about deliberately engineering these moments of real connection, the kind that build actual long-term loyalty.
Precisely. It's about turning that potential chaos into connection, transactional chaos into relational success. That's the aim.
Okay, let's unpack this crucial timeline then, because the reports we looked at are, well, they're screaming urgency.
They really are.
The window for getting your people ready, it is closing incredibly fast. The consensus is just crystal clear. Training can't wait until December.
Absolutely not.
If you start trying to retrofit skills or, push product knowledge in November, you are already too late.
And that's a key takeaway for you, the executive listener. October isn't the month for planning training anymore. It's the month for deployment and for mastery.
Deployment and mastery, I like that.
Yeah. We need to ensure people are ready, not just with basic product facts, but with the situational behaviors, the confidence to handle those tricky questions, the soft skills,
Yeah.
all when they're under intense pressure.
But why is that deadline so hard and fast? What happens if you do push training into November? Why does that cause such a systemic breakdown?
Well, the sources point to a couple of critical things. First, think about your seasonal hiring peak.
Right, early November usually.
Exactly. It just floods your manager's time with onboarding. If your basic competency training isn't already streamlined, maybe even automated before that wave hits, the quality of that training just tanks. Managers don't have the bandwidth.
Okay, that makes sense. And the second point.
It's about learning itself. Real learning needs repetition. It needs application. If an associate learns a new return policy, say, on November 15th, they've only got maybe a week or two before the Black Friday madness.
Not enough time for it to become second nature.
They're not nearly enough. The cognitive load during that peak rush is immense. Anything that isn't fully baked in, truly integrated into their habits, it just gets forgotten right when they need it most.
That makes total sense. And it leads us straight into the next big problem, doesn't it? The flaw in how retail traditionally does training.
Oh, definitely.
Because if you're still relying on, emailing out long PDFs or dragging people into classroom sessions or making them sit in the back room clicking through some generic computer module, you're already falling behind.
That whole approach, it's basically a liability now. It really disrespects the reality of the job, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, those traditional methods assume employees have this dedicated, uninterrupted downtime.
Which is, as we said, a complete fantasy during peak season.
Exactly. And more fundamentally, they just misunderstand how today's retail employee actually learns and retains information effectively.
And this generation of frontline associates, the research is pretty clear on this, they learn differently.
Very differently.
They operate in these little micro moments. They expect content to be on demand. They want learning that's quick, visual, mobile first, delivered right when they need it, often while they're standing right there on the sales floor.
Absolutely. That's the new training reality. Learning has to happen in the flow of work.
In the flow of work.
That's where the sort of behavioral science meets the reality of the retail floor. If a piece of training, maybe it's an update on a policy or a quick tip on cross-selling if it feels like homework, or it means leaving the sales floor.
It just won't stick.
It won't stick. Simple as that. The only way you're going to drive real behavior change, the kind that shows up in customer interactions, is through that immediate, often scenario-based reinforcement that actually mirrors what they face day to day.
Okay, so we've got the timing October is key, and the format mobile, quick in the flow. But even the slickest digital platform can feel a bit impersonal, maybe? What's the human element? The secret ingredient that makes all that great material actually come alive on the floor?
Yeah, yes. That ingredient is absolutely undeniable. It's coaching.
Coaching.
Your store managers, your district managers, they are the ultimate force multipliers here. The sources really hammer this point home. Their real-time personalized guidance, their motivation, the recognition they give, that's what determines if all those digital training assets actually translate into better customer engagement.
Okay, but let me push back slightly here, play devil's advocate. Technology is getting incredibly advanced, right? We can deliver personalized product info straight to a device. Why shouldn't executives just lean more on, say, powerful AI chatbots for the factual answers? Free up managers from some of that soft skills stuff.
That's a really important question, and it gets to the heart of the balance needed. Product knowledge. Yes, absolutely. That can be digitized very efficiently, and AI can tell you the specs, the features.
Right.
But the human element we're talking about, that's not about just recalling facts. It's about empathy. It's reading body language, building rapport, taking that factual knowledge and turning it into a compelling recommendation, tailored specifically for that shopper standing in front of you.
So the AI can tell you what it is, but the person makes you want it.
Precisely. A motivated, confident human associate does that. And that genuine connection, it reduces friction, it boosts average order value, and crucially, especially for you listening, it drives lifetime customer value. Those are metrics that directly impact shareholder confidence.
Okay, so coaching is critical. But for that coaching to be effective, to be targeted, managers need to see what's happening, don't they? They can't just rely on the end-of-season mystery shopper reports or, those annual compliance checklists.
Exactly right. Visibility is the strategic key here. It unlocks effective coaching. If a manager doesn't have real-time data, and I don't just mean ticking a box saying completed.
Right, not just completion rates.
Data on actual comprehension, on engagement scores with the training material.
Oh.
But without that, they're essentially flying blind. They cannot wait until January to review performance from November. They need to see, now, which associates might have struggled with that latest scenario training on handling difficult returns, for instance.
Or on the flip side, which store is really nailing the new greeting protocol you rolled out?
Absolutely. So visibility lets them spot the gaps immediately, yes. But it's also about celebrating the wins and sharing success.
Sharing best practices across stores, maybe.
That's exactly it. It turns training from just this top-down thing into a dynamic two-way conversation. Managers can give instant positive feedback. They can take what a high-performing associate is doing in one store and share that technique with others across the district who might be struggling. It creates consistency.
And that real-time feedback loop must be huge for morale, too.
It's essential. It tells the associate, look, we see you, we value your effort, and we're actually investing in your success. In a sector with notoriously high turnover, that message is absolutely crucial for retention.
So when we talk about these pieces, the coaching, the visibility, the empowerment, we keep coming back to this core idea, don't we, that the human element, despite all the tech, it still wins.
And this is what the data just consistently reinforces. Think about it. The store is packed, customers are stressed, maybe the payment system is glitching, the inventory app is slow.
Happens all the time during peak.
Right. But that warm greeting, that authentic enthusiasm from an associate, their confident, genuine product knowledge that can smooth over almost any operational hiccup. Empowering your associates with the right tools and knowledge means they can stop stressing about procedures and focus entirely on that customer interaction.
Which brings us neatly to the technology itself, the systems that make this all possible. For the executive listener, this isn't just about buying another piece of software, is it? It's about adopting a system, a platform that makes this kind of scalable, high-impact training easier and faster than it's ever been.
Exactly. We're talking about big advances in mobile platforms and how video content is delivered, even AI playing a role in developing the training itself.
What are the core advantages for the retailer?
Well, I'd say the primary advantage is really twofold. Speed and personalization.
Okay.
Think about the old way. Policy changes. It could take weeks to develop the new material, print it, ship it out, schedule mandatory store meetings.
And then you just hope the manager delivers the message correctly and consistently.
Precisely. Total guesswork sometimes. Now, retailers can update learning materials maybe for a new product launch or an urgent compliance issue literally in minutes. That speed dramatically reduces operational risk.
Okay, speed is one. What about personalization?
That's the other game changer. Modern platforms can use algorithms, sometimes AI, to deliver truly personalized training paths. They can automatically tailor the content based on an associate's role, their region, maybe their language, even their existing knowledge level shown through assessments.
So nobody gets bogged down with information that's not relevant to them.
Exactly. It cuts out the noise and prevents that this feels like irrelevant homework problem we talked about earlier.
And what about the features within these platforms? What actually helps change behavior on the floor?
It's really about shifting from passive reading to active practice. These systems use short, engaging video content. They lean heavily on scenario-based training.
Like simulating a tricky customer situation.
Exactly. Forcing the associate to think and make a decision in a simulated environment. These micro lessons are often paired with quick knowledge checks, maybe some gamification elements, leaderboards,
Yeah.
points.
Making it a bit more competitive and fun.
Right. Which we see dramatically boosts engagement rates compared to just reading a manual.
So let's bring this back to the executive perspective. Investing in this kind of tech now, ahead of the holiday crush. What's the real strategic value for the business plan? It's clearly more than just ticking an HR or compliance box.
Oh, far more. The strategic value. It boils down to consistency and control across your entire brand footprint.
Consistency and control.
Think about it. If you have, say, 1,000 stores, 15,000 seasonal associates, how do you ensure every single one of them, from the brand new hire to the store veteran, gets the same consistent message about your brand standards, your promotions, your service expectations, and gets it at the right time in the right way?
That's always been the challenge at scale.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Modern learning platforms solve that. That consistency is absolutely paramount for protecting your brand reputation and, frankly, reducing liability.
And critically, that visibility we talked about earlier comes back to the leadership team.
That's the other huge piece. You gain priceless, centralized visibility. You can track completion, yes, but also comprehension and engagement instantly across the entire field operation.
So leaders don't have to just wonder if the team got the memo.
No more wondering. You don't have to guess that the message landed effectively in some remote district. You can see the data. You can pinpoint weak spots in understanding or execution, and you can act immediately to address them.
We saw examples cited in the research, didn't we? Platforms specifically built for this retail need.
Yes, systems designed to deliver training straight to associates' mobile devices, and crucially, connect that learning activity directly to measurable performance outcomes. They provide leaders with that real-time, centralized dashboard view. That level of operational insight and control during the sheer volatility of the holiday season. It's invaluable.
It really is the difference between just hoping your team is prepared and actually knowing they are. It's about building that competence and, just as importantly, that confidence before the first big wave of holiday shoppers even walks through the door.
And confidence, believe me, is absolute currency on that sales floor.
So as we start to wrap up this deep dive, let's just circle back to that final strategic imperative. We know the holiday season is always unpredictable, right? Products change, inventory goes sideways, customer expectations somehow climb even higher every single year.
Always.
But our sources are really clear that one element remains constant, and crucially, it's controllable.
And that is?
Your people or your brand, period.
Conclusively. Investing proactively, now, in October, in your associate training and their ongoing support, it is not just some HR initiative or a compliance task to check off. It is a strategic competitive advantage. Full stop. It delivers immediate returns in customer satisfaction, in reducing friction on the floor, and ultimately, yes, in higher profitability and that crucial long-term customer loyalty. The data really suggests this preparation is the quantifiable difference.
The difference that you're
between stores that are just sort of staffed well enough to handle the rush versus stores that genuinely shine during that period and truly capitalize on the opportunity.
just getting ahead of the curve now in October, deploying this dynamic mobile training, making sure managers have that real-time visibility for coaching. That's what sets the highest performing retailers apart.
Empowered associates drive results. And those results last well beyond January 1st.
A really powerful message.
So as you finalize your holiday strategies, maybe consider this final thought, really aimed at that executive mindset. If we agree that preparation and confidence are the proven keys to making your stores shine this season, how effective, truly, is your system right now at making every single associate feel prepared, feel confident, and feel motivated enough to make every customer who walks in feel like the most important person in the room?
That's the question to ask.
Because the real holiday magic, according to everything we've seen, it doesn't actually come from what's sitting on your shelves. It comes from the people standing right next to them.